Okay guys, picking up with part 3, I think, of my eyeshadow declutter. Watch the first part, I think, especially to kind of hear all my disclaimers and kind of an introduction, all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna jump into it. So I guess I'll start with Stila. It's the Color Wheel eyeshadow palette. I think I've kept this mostly because it has obviously a lot of very colorful shadows, but I don't use it. And I mean, I don't hardly ever wear blue eyeshadow or anything like that. I'm gonna send this to Glambot, I believe. If it weren't so kind of big and bulky, I might be tempted to keep it, but I think I'm just ready to let it go. Doesn't even fit in my palette drawers. No, just barely. Okay. So I have the A Whole Lot of Love gift set. This is the companion to that other palette, so that's part of the reason. Oops, falling out. I'm getting rid of that one and keeping this one. This one has the blushes with it and has a few more shadows, so I figure if I'm really just keeping it for the packaging, I only need to keep one. Alright, and then I have the In the Light palette, which is looking a little beat up, but I don't know, I'm just not quite ready to get rid of it. It's a very good palette. Yeah, but they discontinued this whole kind of like series of palettes in favor of this kind, and it seems like they actually brought out 2 different designs. I purchased these from the Stila website, I believe, and for whatever reason, I think this packaging might be what they are currently using. This was kind of a brief thing. This is Eyes Are the Window Spirit is the name of the palette. And I really like it because it has this overlay, which you can't even see that well. It says, where the spirit does not work with the hand, there is no art. So I kind of wish they had continued that into their newer packaging. This one is in Soul. You can see it's just like a plain overlay. I'm just digging into that shade. So this one also has Kitten. There's some overlap. Kitten is their most, I guess, famous shade. This one has Puppy, which I think I might have in hand, but if I did get rid of one of these, I'd probably get rid of this one. I don't know. I like that it has both Kitten and Puppy. I'm going to keep both of them for now. So those are the Stila palettes. I have a couple, of their, I guess, older packaging. This is the Lovely in London palette. They used to do a lot of like travel themed. This one says, appear in your own colors that others may know you, British proverb. So I'm gonna keep this one just for kind of sentimental collector reasons. This one is the Natural, it even says collectible palette. I don't think I've ever used this one. This one opens like that. I'm very tempted to get rid of this one. But then I'm like, you know, those could be really pretty. I don't know. That's a maybe. I have this And the Winner Is palette, which looks like that. I'm gonna keep this one. And then I have a Z palette that has, they used to have pans where like their individual compacts, the pans popped out. So like I said, this one's Puppy. I think I have Kitten. So there's really no purpose or reason for me to hold on to other palettes that have, yeah, this one's Kitten. I guess I had to write it on the back there. But I think they changed the packaging so that that's no longer the case, which is a shame. But anyway, we'll be keeping this. I might keep this because it's so small. It doesn't take up a lot of space. Let's talk about the Balm. I have the Nude Dude palette, which amuses me. I think I got this when they were doing one of their 50% off sales. The first volume that they put out annoyed me because the pans were kind of at an angle every which way. I think the newest one, it's like a beach theme, and they have some going horizontally and some going vertically, which just, again, the packaging kind of annoys me, but I'm happy to have that one. I have my 2 San Francisco palettes that I got in San Francisco when we went a couple years ago. And I did a whole video kind of swatching these and talking about these palettes that you can create. You can now do it on their website. So you can basically select individual pans and then just pop them in one of these empty palettes. So I will be keeping these kind of as a memento and all that. So I have these Shady Lady palettes, and these came out quite a while ago. They had 3, I guess this was the original, and then they had volume 2, volume 3. I remember Tim Talia really talking about these a lot. I'm gonna keep volume 1 and volume 2, and I'm actually gonna give volume 3 to my mom because she really likes drafts. Yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna give that to my mom. Then I have 2 of the Meat Matte palettes. I have the Meat Matte Nude and the Meat Matte Trimony. I'm gonna keep this one, partly because when I first saw it, I was like, Trimony? Why? I don't get it. It's Meat Matte Trimony. I know. I was kind of slow on that one. But I'm going to keep this one, and I think I might get rid of this one. the colors don't really speak to me. They're just a little like kind of muddy in tone, kind of, I don't know. So I think I might sell that or send it to Glambot. I guess I have one more Stila palette that I forgot to mention. This is just one of those little ones that came out around the holidays. It has the shades on the back. I don't really need to keep this, but it's one of those, like, it's so slim that I'll just keep it for now and see how it goes. I have a few just kind of random palettes here. This is the My Little Nut from Etude House, and I have a thing for nutcrackers around Christmas, so I just thought this was a really cute little collector's item. So very kind of pinky warm shades, and this fell out, but this is the overlay. It says Red Brick, Nutcracker, Candy Fairy, Toffee Latte, Mary Nut, and Hey Good Nut. So it's a really cute little overlay too. So anyway, so I will keep that little palette. This is from the Body Shop's the British Rose palette. This isn't great quality, but I mostly got it for the packaging and all that good stuff. I don't actually like the scent that they put out with that, of like the lotion and stuff, because it smells like bug spray to me, which is pretty odd, but anyway. And then I have this Wonder Woman palette. This was a, yeah, Walgreens thing that they put out, and this came out last year, I believe, before the movie. So I mostly kept it, or bought it for the packaging. I think this pops out, so you could actually use it more as like a little storage kind of container if you like, but it's supposed to look like a comic book. So anyway, I just like it for the packaging, and I will keep it even though it's bulky. Alright, so Tarte, I have this Z palette of blushes that I depotted. If you're not aware, Tarte blushes, they have a magnetic base, and then if you flip them over, there's a little hole in the back where you can push a pin through and the pan will pop out. And I wrote the name of the blush on the back in Sharpie, so I know what the shade is. That's one of my sort of pet peeves. Like, I like it when they have pans that pop out of magnetic packaging, but if you have to write the name on it to keep track of it, it just, I don't know, it bothers me. Okay, so I have the Tarte in Bloom palette, which again I've used but I put back in the packaging. I really like, you can see a theme here. Tarte has some really pretty palettes. So this is the In Bloom palette. I will keep that. And then I think these two were maybe part of some QVC collections. Really pretty, this mosaic. This is the Biron Tartist. So that's what it looks like. I mostly keep it for the packaging. Same with this one, it's just really pretty. Nothing really special on the inside, but I do enjoy it. And this is the Aqua Lilies for Tarte, another sort of limited collection they put out. These are all supposed to be waterproof shades because the Aqua Lilies are synchronized swimmers. So I don't think any of the other palettes I have say that it's waterproof. So I kind of like the design, and has some fun sort of summery colors, a lot of neutrals. and then that embossing on the blush. I don't know if you're gonna see very well. Maybe you can see there. Ah, yeah. The ring light just makes it very cool and kind of washed out, so. Okay. So that is the Aqua Lilies palette. And then I have two of these double duty beauty. Double duty is funny. This one is in Classic Courage. May the starlight be your spotlight. And again, I purchased these mostly because of the packaging, and I thought it'd be really cool to use these as decor, or like get a little shelf and put them on there in the future. Again, the inside isn't anything super spectacular, but I do like the outside. I think I probably got these on sale. Maybe, I don't know. Try to justify it to myself. And then I think I just have that one big box left. So I'm gonna sort of clear off this desk space and transfer those over onto this. Last but not least, I have Urban Decay, Too Faced, Smashbox, Lorac, and then one Tarantino. So I'll go ahead and talk about this. I got this off Hootlook. It's the blush palette. I'm gonna keep it for now. I guess I'll go ahead and do Too Faced. So I have the Grand Cafe palette. I only have this actual palette. I used to think this was cute, but now it's kind of annoying how bulky it is, and I've kind of, I guess, gone off Too Faced a little bit based on Jared's recent Instagram behavior, but that's another story. So the gingerbread cookie palette has a faint smell to it. Again, I really like gingerbread men, and it's supposed to be gingerbread scented. So I got that one. I either gave away or sold the remaining palettes. I have this Too Faced, I think this was like it might have been like a 500 point perk from Sephora way back in the day. I think I'm gonna send this one to Glambot. I don't reach for it, and yeah. Like I said, I'm a little bit off Too Faced. I have the Natural Eyes palette, which is this metallic tin. I'm gonna keep this one for now. It's not my favorite palette, but it's a kind of good basic one. I have this is the original chocolate bar, so you can see, I'm sure you've seen before how much thicker it was, and it didn't have the shade names on the inside, but I recently got the Bonbons palette. I think I got it from HSN when they were doing one of their 20 off of 40 maybe. So I think I'm gonna keep these for now. I'm not super in love with them, but they're good kind of palettes to swap out every now and then. And then I have the Love Flush palette, and this has all their blushes in it. It's a good value. I use it every now and then, but it's very kind of long. Maybe if they had done 3 on top of, 3 and then 3, although I don't know. It's a little bit of an awkward size, but anyway, that is Too Faced. So for Lorac, I have this Riesling Romance, which was, I think, like a Black Friday special. I tend to get a lot of, like, Lorac just puts out a lot of kind of just little random palettes, it seems, or at least they used to. This is the Lorac Unzipped. I will keep this one for sure. I think I thought about getting the gold version, but I just never have when it's gone on sale or whatever. This is the new Pirates of the Caribbean Cheek palette. That's gotten pretty good reviews. I, again, kind of purchased it because I liked the look of it. I just think it's really cool looking. Yeah, so I will definitely be keeping this. Some things I know I'm buying because of the packaging, is because it's a collector's item, etc. So I don't feel bad about getting rid of it. Or rather keeping it, sorry. The Lorac New Necessities. This is a nice, I don't know if they still make this, but it's a very easy palette if you are very fair like I am. They're not like super pigmented shades that are going to work on everyone, so I understand why some people were critical of it, but I like it. Alright, I have this little guy. This is the Red Carpet Reveal palette. I think this one is supposed to be a blush, maybe. remember swatching this. They feel really nice and smooth. Yeah. I'm gonna keep that one. I mean, some of these that are so small, it's kind of like it's not really that difficult to store. And then I have this, I already talked about this one. This is the, what do you call it? The Glow Getter eyeshadow palette. So I don't use this one all that often, to be honest, but I've kept it because I like some of these pops of color should I ever want to do something like that. This one's a maybe. I like it, but I'm not sure I really need it. I have these 4 palettes. These were a holiday set. This one saw some love. Again, some of these, it's like they don't take up much space. I don't know if I really need them. These are kind of maybes as well. For sure keeping, I have the Lorac 1, 2, and 3. I haven't really used this one a ton, but it's kind of one of those, like, you start collecting the series. This one has seen some decent use. So, and then I have the first Lorac Mega Pro, which looks like that, and I just dug my finger in the black. So I will definitely be keeping that one. I didn't purchase the second one that came out. The blue just didn't really, the blue of the packaging didn't really call to me. And then I did get this one. So I will definitely be keeping these. All right, and then, well, not last. Hold your horses. All right, so I have a few things from Smashbox. I have the Full Exposure palette, which is kind of bulky. I think I bought this when it was on sale because I had a duo. I'm gonna keep this. This is In Bloom eyeshadow palette. I've kept this. The shades don't really call to me, but I remember purchasing this from beauty.com. It was like one of the first purchases that I placed with them, and I don't know, I just remember it being one of the first purchases or first palettes that I really kind of lusted after. So I might be ready to let this go. I'm not sure how strong my sentimental attachment to it is. And finally, I have this little, have I even opened this? I must have, yeah. This is the Photo Matte Eyes, and this is one of those, like, I couldn't believe how small it actually is. Like, if you put my hand, and I'm about to compare it to the Naked Basics, so you can see it's even smaller than the Naked Basics. They come out with, like, mini versions of their kind of full-size palettes, which is kind of an interesting idea. This one is supposed to be like a shadow liner, brow powder, all in one. You can pretty much use any matte shadow like that. But anyway, I just thought this would be good to have in my travel makeup bag, just some kind of nice basic matte shadows. I have been using the Naked Basics palette. Like, I keep this in my travel or my work makeup bag, so you can kind of see the tones there. This one has a little bit more variety, a few more shades. I don't really use a black, so I don't really need that. So anyway, so yeah, and this, going into Urban Decay, the Naked Basics is a really great basic palette. So anyway, so I really like this one. I will be keeping it. The Naked Basics 2, the shades didn't really appeal to me, so I never saw the need to purchase that. I have this. This is the, it doesn't even have a name on it. I think this was the 15th anniversary palette, and I mean, I've like swatched a few shades, but there are a ton here that I've like never used. The idea behind this, it also had like a velvet outer case or something that I put somewhere else. Has a big mirror on the back there, and if you can kind of lift this out, oh, the inside is interesting. I'd forgotten that, but the inside, it has this kind of velvety thing. So the idea is, you know, if you were to finish your eyeshadows, you could use this as a like a jewelry case or whatever. But it's not really my aesthetic as far as like decor, I guess. So I think I'm going to sell this or send it to Glambot. Kind of bulky. I don't use it. It has these like raised geometric, or I guess they're geometric, but like gem-like. Plenty of other Urban Decay shadows. Okay, so speaking of, let's see. I guess we'll talk about, okay. So this is the original Naked palette, much used and loved, perhaps not as much as other people's, but I will be keeping this. This is, again, one of the first high-end palettes I ever bought. The Naked 2, because I felt like I had to continue with their collection. The Naked 3, like so. And then I have the Naked Smoky, which I really like the packaging of. I haven't really gotten into. So I really like the packaging on this one. I don't think I'll be buying the Naked Heat. I don't think I would get much use out of it. Ooh. And the packaging doesn't really appeal to me. I know some people really like it, but I like this much more. Alright, and then I also have some of the, they have their own like system basically. I think I showed in my single eyeshadow declutter, I had some of those like, I think they were like 4-pan little palettes, magnetic palettes or metal palettes. And then they had some for like the Wizard of Oz, I think. The way they did this, I don't love that they have this kind of bulkier packaging. I would rather they just had like metal pans that you could put in a Z palette, but that's what they decided to do. So you can see, I bought some of these, I think, just by themselves. There's Melt, Sin. These were from one of the Oz palettes. This is West, Bewitch, Illusion, Aura, Beware, and then I also have Naked, Mushroom, and Virgin. Virgin and Naked, I think, were from the Naked palette, the first one. So Virgin, these two, I guess. And that was kind of my go-to lid color and crease shade, just like for an everyday easy eye look, so I decided to buy them. Yeah, this is just a little confusing if you ask me. I mean, it's nice, and these aren't super cheap, I don't think. They have it so that you can put the lid on the bottom so you can stack them, which was kind of a clever idea. Alright, and then you can see these split pans. They were also from the Oz palettes. These are all Oz shadows, actually. South, Tornado, Magic, Broken, Jealous, Oz, and Spell. So, kind of, I guess, lesser shades I'm less likely to reach for that don't kind of go with the, ooh, hello. So anyway, I will be keeping all of these, even though I'm griping about the packaging. It just doesn't feel very secure, I guess. Maybe because I have it on backwards. And then last but not least, I have the Gwen Stefani blush palette, like so. And the eyeshadow palette. I really like the design of these palettes, which was kind of the main reason I got them. Yeah, the eyeshadow palette is nice. It wasn't anything totally crazy. And then finally I have the Pulp Fiction palette. I bought this, I think it went on sale, it was like $10 or something. So they have that famous quote on the top. I don't think I've ever used this. I've thought about selling it, but I don't know. I kind of, all these movie palettes, it might be kind of cool to display together at some point. So anyway, that is my roundup of my palette declutter. I will quickly show you. I have these two that I'm giving to my mom. And then as far as selling, this one's probably going to Glambot. This one will go to Glambot. This one will go to Glambot. Same with these two. Try to make room here. Alright, we got Stila, Urban Decay, Too Faced, theBalm, Cosmetics, NARS Bobbi Brown, and this little MAC palette. So we'll see how we do in terms of putting everything back together again. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this declutter. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you later. Bye.